Okay, I've set it.
Right. Hi, my name is Katina Gad, and I am a Spartan SGX coach down in Raleigh, North Carolina in the USA. Thank you guys for joining me today. So we're going to do a little workout, and then I will go over a presentation on nutrition, getting ready for races, and all of that. I will go ahead and say for the workout, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time on our hands and our knees, feet, because I do animal flow also. So we're going to start off with some wrist preparation, just so you guys are prepared. Go ahead and get your hands together like this, and bring your wrist in a circle in one direction, nice and slow. Try and keep the palms of your hands together. Now switch directions. All right, now keeping your hands together like this, bring them forward and back, trying to keep the bottom of your hands facing the ground. Just come forward and back. All right, we're gonna do some magnetic wrists. So act like you have magnets holding your wrists together. You're gonna come forward, put your thumbs together, bring your hands down, come up. You're keeping your wrists together this whole time, flip them over and going around in a circle. Need 2 more circles this way. And now we're gonna go the opposite way. So pinkies together, down, up. 2 more circles. All right. So now roll your neck in one direction. Nice big circles. 3 times. One direction. Now switch directions. All right, so start off with some shoulder rolls to the back, just the shoulders. Now to the front. All right, now arm circles to the front. You can do same time or opposite, or one at a time, excuse me. All right, now arm circles to the back. Bring them across your body, pat yourself on the back. Alternate the arm on top.
Call this the Michael Phelps hug.
All right, we're gonna do some straight leg marches. So opposite hand touches opposite toe. Bring your legs straight out in front. Okay, leg sweep side to side in front of your body. You need to hold something, you can hold something. Switch sides. Now front and back. Other side, forward and back. 5 deep squats. On the 5th one, meet me at the bottom. You're at the bottom, get your elbows between your knees. Do a pry squat, so pry your knees open, wiggle your hips back and forth. Now go ahead and place your left hand on the ground. Right hand goes up to the ceiling, look up at the right hand. Right hand on the ground. Left hand to the ceiling, look up at that left hand. Switch. And switch. And switch. Both hands down. hips up, walk your feet together. Now from this position with your legs straight, walk your hands to the left, keeping your knees straight. Walk your hands to the right. And go ahead and go back and forth 2 more times. 2, 1, 2. All right, we are gonna go into the workout. Grab some water if you need it. Whenever you need a break, grab water. Please feel free to do so. So we're doing this round of exercises for reps. So there's not gonna be a timer on this. We're just gonna do a rep count, but feel free to go at your own pace if you don't wanna follow along with what I'm doing. There are gonna be 3 movements we're doing. The first one, of course, has to be with burpees. So what we're gonna start off with is side kick through to burpees. And then we're gonna do a loaded beast to beast reach. And then we'll do a crab reach to a crab hold toe touch. So for these, we're gonna end up having 10 each side. Then we'll take about a minute break. And then we'll have 8 each side. And we'll take about a minute break, and then 6 each side. And we'll go on to the next exercise. So that means we're going right from here to here to here, straight through. So
Oh, you moved it on me. Yep.
Hold it up to you again. Here you go.
There we go.
You got it?
Thank you. Yep.
Great. All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate these moves. Not like that. That's not a move. All right, so to do a side kick through, you're starting off, I'll show you from the side and from the front. So you're starting off in the bear crawl position, meaning my hands are on the ground, my knees are off the ground about an inch or 2 right here, and I'm on my toes and my hands. So I'm going to do a side kick through. I pick up my right foot, left hand, I kick through to the side. And from here, this is the side kick through. I'm going to come back to center, pop my feet out, push up, pop up, jump, kick back, or wait, no, kick out. So kick out, push up, jump, kick to the side. I'll show you from the front here. So side kick through, pop out, push up, jump, pop to the side, push up, jump. We've got 10 each side, which is only 10 burpees, but you'll feel it. Okay, after that, we have loaded beast to beast reach. So a loaded beast, you're pretty much in a child's pose with your knees up. You can do this also with your knees down if you want to, that's fine with me. So you come into your child's pose and you bring your knees up off the ground. You reach forward, bring your knee to your elbow, come back right here. Forward, back, forward, back. So when you come forward, you bring your knee with you and up. You're welcome to go down to your knees when you go back. So the last move might be kind of tricky if you lack mobility. I'm going to show you a few options here. So you're going to set up in crab position, meaning your body should be in the shape of an M. From here, you're going to pick one arm, you're going to lift it up and bring it center. You're going to lift up your hips into a bridge, and if you can, reach over to the back. If this is where you're at, stay here. From here, you're going to come back down, keep this arm up, touch your toe, return it to the ground. You're going to switch arms. Go up, reach, down, touch, hand down. Up, reach, down, touch, hand down. Is that clear? You guys got it?
Katina, is it 10 reps per movement?
10 reps per side.
Oh, per side. Okay, perfect.
And then we will take a minute rest and we'll do 8 reps each side. and then a minute rest and 6 reps each side. You guys feel free to go at your own pace, okay? So don't feel that you need to go at the same pace I'm going. I will count out reps where I might skip and do every other rep counting it, okay? Yes, let's go. All right, starting with those side kick through burpees. Go ahead and begin. There's 1, 1. 2, 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. 5. It's a lot of coordination here. 5, 6. Throw that. What am I doing? 6. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. Last one. 10. And 10. Okay. After this, you got that loaded beast to beast reach. You remember that you could be here on your knees. You have 10 each side, alternating sides each time. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. That crab reach to toe touch. And then come over to your crab. All right. Reach, return, touch, reach, return, touch. That's 1. Reach, return, touch, reach, return, touch. That's 2. Reach, return, touch, reach, return, touch. That's 3. Reach, return, touch. That's 4. Reach, return, touch. That's 5. Reach, return, touch. That's 6. Reach, return, touch. That's 7. Reach, return, touch. That's 8. Reach, return, touch. That's 9. Reach, return, touch. Reach, return, touch. That's 10. We'll do 1 for good luck. Reach, return, touch. Reach, return, touch. And take a breather, grab some water. Get a little bit of a break. How did that feel? All right. Those burpees will get your heart rate up. So we've got another minute rest. Go ahead, catch your breath, and we will go back into it. We started a little bit late, didn't we? What time did we start? Do you remember?
I think it was around 5 past.
5 past? Okay. Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Okay. I have a tendency of going over. So don't mind me. All right. This round, we're going to do 8 each side. And then for the sake of time, I might cut out our next round and we'll go right into the 4-minute blank. Just so we make it through so I don't go over as badly as I did last time. All right, so the burpee side kick through, the beast reach, and then the crab reach to crab toe touch. All right, get ready for the side kick through burpees. Got 8 each side. And begin. There's 1, 2, 2. There's 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. Last one. 8. 8. 8. All right, onto the loaded beast. To beast reach. 8 each side. And begin. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8. All right, crab reach to crab toe touch. Go ahead and set up in your crab. And reach, turn, touch, down. Oop. Reach, return, touch, down. That's 1. Reach, return, touch. Reach, return, touch. That's 2. 3. Reach, return, touch. That's 4. Reach, return, touch. That's 4. Reach, return, touch. That's 5. Reach, return, touch. That's 5. Reach, return, touch. 6. Reach, return, touch. That's 6. Reach, return, touch. 7. Reach, return, touch. That's 7. Reach, return, touch. That's 8. Reach, return, touch. That's 8. All right. Grab a sip of water. take a quick break. So for the next move, we have a 4-minute plank. You're going to be spending 30 seconds in each position. This means a 30-second center plank, a 30-second side, 30-second reverse, 30-second side plank. If you have never done a reverse plank, we will show you that really quick. Pull up my timer. So it will ding, remind me that we should move. And somewhere here. Okay. So your options here. You have a center plank. You're either here or here. You can also be here if you need to be. It's all acceptable. Just keep your body in a straight line. Side plank. You're here. You're here. If you need to be, you're here, here, wherever you need to be. For reverse plank, your hands are on the ground and your body is in a line this way. This is going to be easiest with your fingertips pointing away or to the side. It's just about whatever is comfortable for you. If you go up in that movement and you find it's just not possible for you, what I would like for you to do is to come down and find a hollow hold. All right. So we're going to start off with a center plank, and then we'll go to side plank, reverse plank, or hollow hold. Side plank, and that will bring us to 4 minutes. I have my little support doggy here. Oliver wanted to make a cameo, of course. Oliver, say hi. There we go. All right. Get ready for your center plank. We're going to start in 5 seconds. And 5, 4. Again, center plank. Use your glutes. Keep your body in a straight line. Halfway. All right, side plank. Got 10 seconds left. All right, find your reverse plank or go ahead up into your hollow hold. Remember to keep your whole spine, including your neck and head, in neutral. Your eyes should be up at the ceiling. You will feel this in your forearms if you have never done it before. Don't sink into your shoulders. Side plank. Oh yeah, I said 4-minute plank, so we're doing this all twice through, by the way. I forgot that part. So go back to your center plank after this. Center plank. You need to come down, come right back up. Halfway. Side plank. Ten seconds. All right, find your reverse plank or your hollow hold. Keep your hips up, don't let them drop. Right, your final side plank. And then we have hit 4 minutes of planking. All right, good job. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move right into the final round of movement. What we have is going to be, I'm gonna move this a little closer to me and lower it down. Hopefully that's good. A little lower. All right. So what we have now is sunshine, dirty dog hip circles, except for that's uneven. There we go. Okay. So for sunshines, you're gonna find your legs out to the side in a V. Maybe it's here, maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Wherever your V is, that's fine. For this move, your hands are behind your head, and you're, no matter where you're at, you're coming side to side and sitting up tall. So if your knees are really out to the side, you can aim for your knees. If your legs are kind of close together, aim for the side of your body. Remember when you come up, to come center. So don't come forward like this. This movement is coming all the way up to the center. From there, so we've got 30 each side. Gonna move awful fast. If you wanted to add weight, you would hold the dumbbell in front of you and go side to side, but it's not necessary. After that, we have dirty dog hip circles. So for that, you're on your hands and knees. Don't worry, you're not doing the bear for this. Okay, you're gonna bring one leg to the side. You're gonna go to a circle. We'll do 30 to the front, 30 to the back, and we'll switch legs. So from the front, you're here. If it's more comfortable on your wrist to be here, on your fingertips, you could do that. You could be on your knuckles. Whatever is more comfortable to you, 30 to the front, 30 to the back. And then we have bird dogs. So bird dogs, you're again on your hands and knees, and you're gonna lift opposite arm and leg into a straight line and come down. And again, we'll do 30 each side. You wanna make this move a little more challenging, bring it up to the bear hold. So bring your knees off the ground and do 30 each side here. That is up to you. So I'm gonna start off with those sunshines. We've got 30 each side. Then we'll do the hip circles, 30 front, 30 back each side. And then we'll do the bird dogs. So go ahead and get ready for sunshine. And let's go. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, halfway, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, remember, keep your shoulders up, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, come up for those hip circle dirty dogs. We're gonna go 30 to the front and 30 to the back on one side, and then we'll switch. So bring your leg out to the side and begin going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30. Now backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Switch legs. Going front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20, 24, 28, 30. Backwards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Woo, hopefully your glutes feel like mine do. Now bird dogs. Alternate sides each side. Remember, it's contralateral, so opposite arm, opposite leg. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, halfway, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, 30, 30. Catch your breath really quick. Grab water if you need it. Just like the last one, of course, I'm going to cut it short because I always am too ambitious. So the next round, we'll go through each move for 20 reps each side, and then we'll move into the PowerPoint presentation. So you guys are ready. We're going to start off with the sunshine move here. So come out into your V sit position. We only have 20 each side this round, okay? And begin. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20. All right, hit circles. 20 to the front, 20 to the back each side. And let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now to the front. On the other side. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20 to the back. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, bird dogs, 20 each side. And then we are done with the workout. 1, 1, 2, 2. Make your body into a straight line. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, you're halfway. 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, and 20. Great job. Thank you all for surviving that with me. How do you feel? Everyone feel okay? Good.
Oh, my core. My shoulders.
That was a good one, right? I wish you would have had more time to do all of it. So
Maybe you can give us some homework for this week, Katina.
yeah, I would say definitely complete the last round, the ones we didn't get to. So for the first round and the third round, you would go through and complete your complete the side kick through burpees, loaded beast to beast reach, crab reach, the crab hold toe touch, and then the third round, the sunshine, the dirty dogs, the hip circles, and the bird dogs. If you can finish them, do. And yeah, let me know. I love my mobility work, so I definitely throw a few curveballs in there with that. So, all right, I think
Let me share the PowerPoint for you.
great. Thank you. So we're gonna go into a PowerPoint on nutrition. And I wanted to say a little bit about myself, why I'm doing this presentation on nutrition, because very fairly, all of the coaches on today have a lot of knowledge, education about nutrition, but the reason I'm presenting on it, so I am in school working on a master's in nutrition. I'm working towards my RD, and I am a certified nutrition coach. I also work, my day job is in toxicology, so I do pharmaceutical and medical device R&D. And I do a lot with supplements and with getting those approved by organizations like the FDA. So I would say it's something I'm probably more versed on just from the scientific perspective. Okay, so we're gonna talk about nutrition for training and race day and how to fuel and eat to feel and perform your best on race day. So first and foremost, I would like to talk about hydration because that is the most important part in all nutrition, in all of racing, in all of training. This is something that you really need to be prioritizing, is hydrating properly. So I have this little infographic here that says, how much water should I be drinking daily? This is how much water you should be drinking daily if you're sitting still and doing nothing. Or maybe you're going for like a 3-mile walk or something. This is one of your average days. This is as much water as you should be drinking. So if you weigh 120 pounds, then you should be drinking 60 ounces of water. To make that a little clearer, 8 ounces of water is 1 cup, like a measuring cup. So 8 ounces of water into 60 ounces of water, you guys can figure that out. I won't beat the dead horse. And that's just if you're just hanging out. Hydrating to that amount is just perfect, like it would be perfect for your everyday needs. So if you are trying to figure out how much water you need for training for a race, say you're running a beast, which is a half marathon, so 13.5 miles. What you would want to do is you might want to be a little bit more technical. If you want to be super technical, the formula that you would use to figure that out would be that you would weigh yourself right before you go for a run. You're doing a training run. You would weigh whatever water that you're bringing with you for that training session. And if you pee on the run, you need to weigh your pee on the run to know how much water you lost by peeing. But if you don't pee on the run, and usually if I'm running a half marathon, I'm probably not peeing because I'm probably going to sweat it all out, and I'm not, thankfully, not going to have to stop and weigh my pee. But you would immediately after, you would weigh yourself. So how you would scientifically most accurately figure out what you need to have for hydration on a half marathon would be to weigh yourself, to take the weight that you were before, and you would add the water that you consumed during when you're running, and then you would subtract from it what you weigh after, plus any pee. And that would be your water need for that duration, because ideally you would be replenishing exactly what you lost. Now, that's not exactly what people want to do, and most people don't. So a good metric for you all that don't want to measure your pee and be scientific would say, if you're going to do a long-term run like that, to aim for about 20 ounces of water for an hour of exercise. So especially in the heat, you might even want over 20 ounces of water per hour. I have in here water loading. Some people talk about water loading. Is it a thing, like carb loading? It's a funny subject to me because you can't water load like you can carb load, and some people don't understand the concept anyway. It is near impossible to fully replace the fluids that you lose when you exercise. Like, drinking 20 ounces of water while running a mile is a lot. That's a whole lot of water that is drinking. How many cups of water is that? That's 4 cups of water. That's drinking 4 cups of water an hour while you're exercising. It's just not likely. So what you would want to do, and also if you drink too much water, it can cause excessive electrolyte loss and hyponatremia. So that's really not a situation you want. Also, you want to make sure you're drinking the recommended amount of water for the week before an event. So it's, normally on a regular basis, if you're not training for a race, like you could be off on your water and it's not going to be a big deal. But if you have a race like the week before a race, just be very mindful of this infographic and make sure you're at least getting this much water. So during the event, water, ideally, your fluid should have a 4% to 8% electrolyte solution mixed into it. There are solutions out there that you could mix in. This is why sports drinks are great. This is why that liquid IV is great, because you mix that into your water while you're doing a race and you're perfect. you want to aim to drink about 20 ounces of water an hour while exercising. So if you're loading a pack for a race, for me, if I'm doing a sprint, I'm not going to wear a water pack because that's not even 45 minutes. That might be a 30-minute race for me. So I know that I'm going to be under an hour. For a super, I probably won't bring a pack also, but for a beast, I'm definitely bringing a hydration pack because I know I won't be making it in the time limit and I will need to hydrate. All right, let's go ahead and
I
talk
think for
about.
right now, like with COVID going on, so you might, I'm thinking even though they're shorter, I'm not sure if there's water stops or not.
Yeah.
If they're having too many, are they opening it up that there's more water stops during the course for the sprints and the supers?
No, I didn't like that. So with Spartan, there weren't any water stops on the course and they're not going to, so you have to bring water with you. When I
Even for,
yeah, even for the long distance, they're not planning on it. In some states, they're changing the regulations, so maybe it'll change, but I don't think so. I know when I did the Savage race and when I did Bone Frog, both of them had water on the course. Like they had water bottles put out, which I think was a great solution because you're not refilling water cups, you're not having multiple people contacting it, you just sit out the water bottles. But yeah, I don't see Spartan doing that. I just think that
Right.
they're minimizing the risk there. Hopefully that will change.
yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. If you probably should, if you do get dehydrated quickly, or you are a little bit longer on the course, even for sprints and supers, taking a pack with you for right now is probably the best idea.
Especially if you know that you're going to be there for over an hour, then you are, and the hotter it gets, if you're going to be on the course over an hour, and if it's going to be over 80 degrees Fahrenheit, I would absolutely bring water with you.
Okay.
No. All right. Next up.
Next one.
Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, so training and race day prep. So I wanted to talk a little bit about fasted versus non-fasted cardio because everyone wants to talk about fasted cardio and people are intrigued by the subject. So the point of fasted cardio is that your glycogen levels, glycogen and carbohydrate, your energy comes from that. Your glycogen levels are depleted and your insulin levels are lower. So your body will burn fat for energy instead of carbs for energy. And this is why you're going to have a greater percentage of fat loss. But the thing about this is long-term for fat loss, it all balances out and it doesn't actually make a difference because once you eat, your body will replenish to reach homeostasis and your levels are all going to go back to the same. So you're either running on fumes or you're running on fuel. It is up to you. If fasting works for you for fat loss, then go ahead and use it. The reason fasting works at all is because it's pushing you into a calorie deficit. And calorie restriction, going into a calorie deficit, can happen by lowering your calorie intake in several different ways. You don't have to have a certain period of time, but if fasted cardio works for you, if that's your thing, do it. If it doesn't, don't feel like you have to do it. Okay. So next up, I just wanted to touch on that because it's a popular subject. Next up is meal timing. Meal timing is super important for people who train, especially if you're training for endurance events, but just period for any kind of racing, even if you are just a fan of doing the sprint. So your carb availability, the amount of carbohydrates you have enhances your performance, for an event, because your body, like I said a little bit ago with fasted cardio, it's going for that easy energy. And the easiest energy for it to convert is from carbohydrate. So having the right amount of food at the right amount of time is going to allow you to perform best. So how I do this, because the classes I teach are usually in the evenings, which means that I don't, because I work a day job, I get off work, I walk my dogs, and I have to eat at really weird hours or I do not do good. So I try to eat 2 to 1 hour before I teach my classes. And if I know that I am going for a long run, like say it's one of my off days and I know that I get off work and then I plan to go for like an 11-mile run or something, then I will make sure that 4 hours prior to my run that I'm getting a meal, and then maybe 2 hours prior to my run or 1 hour prior to my run, I'm getting a high carb snack, like a power bar or something. And this is gonna be the best way that you're gonna make sure that you have what you need to push through and to actually replenish your muscles and to get your muscles functioning best. So also I have here recovery meal and snack. So you also, in recovery, 20 to 30 minutes after you exercise, you should ideally replenish and eat some kind of food. You want something with a little bit of protein, a little bit of carb, and liquid. Chocolate milk is a very popular drink for this. If you're lactose intolerant, then do something like chocolate almond milk. It gives you, it's, you know, very readily absorbed. It's, the chocolate is perfect. It's giving you, you know, not only that sweetness that you're craving, it's giving you a lot of magnesium, a lot of potassium, and it's also giving you the hydration in the liquid form. So training and race day prep. I would say also that training is the perfect time for you guys to experiment and figure out what's going to work for you on race day. Because, you know, sometimes you want to try something new and you're wondering if it works, and race day is not the day to try something new. Race week is not the time to experiment, period. So, you know, when you're training, just see, like, think about it. You know, if you eat a meal for dinner and then you go for a run and you feel great, take notes, like write that down and make a note and say, hey, this meal really worked for me really well. Or on the other hand, say that you ate something and you felt like crap for 3 days in a row, write that down and make sure that you don't eat that on race week. Because you do not want to play around if you're trying to do really good. I mean, it's also for like the fuels and for little snacks that you're going to bring on the course. Try out those snacks also. Like if you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, pack that with you and see if you can munch on it. Or, you know, maybe you're 5 miles into your run and you try to eat part of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and you realize I can't run anymore. Then you know that's not going to work for you, even though all these athletes are saying that's what they eat. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Really use training as an experimental time for you. So next, traveling, bring food, always bring food. So I have a lot of sensitivities and I cannot risk it. I cannot go to a race 3, 4, 5 states away or in another country and risk not having food that I can eat, because I have a lot of allergies. I have a lot of things that just mess me up. So I always bring food. I look at the restrictions and I have at least 2 full meals with me when I go, because I don't want to risk getting sick. I don't want to risk not being able to race. I don't want to risk being in pain. Okay, so now is the real specific part. And I will share, I pulled up a bunch of references for this, a bunch of peer-reviewed scientific articles that talk about what you should be eating 5 days before, 2 days before, the night before, and race day. So I will run through that right now really quickly. So 5 days prior, we all know what tapering is. Tapering in exercise. The reason that tapering is a thing is actually because of nutrition. So you ease off the mileage so your muscles can reload on glycogen. Because if you're constantly working out and you're not giving your muscles a break, then they're still replenishing the glycogen stores and you're not going to be fully replenished on race day. And if that happens, you have all kinds of things like muscle cramping happening. You won't have top energy. So the reason that you taper and you lower your mileage is so that your muscles can fully give you the most out of all the energy and the fuel that you've been adding. Okay, so 5 days prior, start to taper, ease off on miles. That's number 1. Second is you want to make sure you're eating at least 3 grams of carb per pound of body fat per day. Space it throughout the day. Then about 2 days prior, you want to increase your carbs and eat about 4 grams per pound of body weight throughout the day. At about 48 hours prior, this is your last big meal. So 2 days before is your last big meal. Like carb loading is great, but you don't want a huge pasta dinner the night before. I mean, ideally your night before meal is going to be high carb, but it's not going to be a big meal or you're going to be really heavy. So the night before and 2 to 4 hours before the race should be high carb meals. So for breakfast, maybe that looks like a bowl of oatmeal with a banana. Maybe it looks like a big bowl of cereal. Maybe you're eating some waffles and some bacon or something. Just make sure you're getting carbs. Clearly, I'm not the low carb diet fanatic, okay? Okay, next, let's go into the next slide here. Okay, so cramping and lactic acid, like I briefly touched on, everyone talks about cramping. Everyone talks about mustard and pickles and oh my, they're gonna help, bring a mustard pack with you. So cramping happens because of lactic acid buildup. You see this picture, I'm doing a little wall sit here. If you want to find out how quickly you're gonna cramp or how undertrained your muscles are, do a wall sit and see how long you can hold a wall sit for. You'll get an idea how undertrained you are. It is one of those things, or go run up a hill and see when you're done running uphill. Both of those things will kind of give you an idea of where you're at with muscle cramping. So it happens because extended use of a muscle. It happens when the muscle can't relax properly. This happens because A, you're dehydrated, B, you have a lack of carbs or glycogen stores, C, you didn't taper enough to allow your muscles to restock on the glycogen stores, D, you just didn't train enough in the right conditions, E, you have electrolyte imbalance, F, you have poor flexibility or mobility, or G, your shoes are too tight. So these are all things that contribute to muscle cramping. Okay, so you see here, I have a little picture of beans. I wanted to share this because this was a fun little experiment that we had done in one of my science classes. So this was just to show us how hydration makes a difference. So the beans that we had put a lactic acid solution in with the beans, and half of the beans were hydrated prior to being in these containers and half of them were not hydrated. Some of them had electrolyte solution in them, some did not. Pretty much the beans that and the air, like the tops popped off on the ones where the lactic acid built up. So pretty much the performance was better when you had proper electrolyte balance, when you had proper hydration. That pretty much is the ideal situation going on there. So just remember, hydrate is really important. Like I said, that was number one, and that's number one for a reason. And so now we can talk about what to do if it happens. So if you do experience muscle cramping, you would like to gently stretch it out. This means holding a stretch for maybe 30 seconds and then releasing the stretch for 10 seconds, going back, holding another stretch for that muscle for 30 seconds. You could do muscle scraping if you want to look into that. If you have some kind of a tool with you with a sharp edge, you could do some muscle scraping gently on that muscle. You can apply heat to the muscle. You also want to take deep breaths. Do not try to run on it because it just will make it worse. So don't persevere, don't push on. This is not the time that you want to just grin and bear it. You really need to take a break for the muscle cramp to go away. So preventing it, the main thing is you want to train properly. So if you're planning to run a beast and it's got to be a really hilly terrain, then you definitely need to train for that distance, for that duration of time in hilly terrain. You're probably going to experience muscle cramping. Like I said, hydration, it is so crucial that you are hydrated properly the week of an event, because if you are dehydrated, then it's pretty inevitable that it's going to happen. Make sure that you train mobility and flexibility. A lot of the exercises that we did today incorporated in mobility and flexibility. It doesn't mean that you're just stretching. Mobility and flexibility can be incorporated into exercises, but just make sure that your muscles are used to being extended to that position, okay? And also make sure that you're warming up and cooling down sufficiently. So that means that you're spending a minimum of 5 minutes doing a warm up and a minimum of 5 minutes doing a cool down. I personally recommend 15-minute warm up and a 15-minute cool down. We did not do that today, so shame on me. But I think that is the best, especially before a race. Show up a little early, make sure you get in 15 full minutes of a warm up. Okay, so the reason that lactic acid is doing this is because it's actually helping your body. This is not your body's way of hijacking your race and telling you like, oh, you fucked up. Excuse my language. This is your body absorbing energy more readily and burning calories. This is your body functioning the way it should function. And the reason that mustard and pickle juice are so popular for this, that you see a lot of people swearing up and down that, oh, take mustard packets with you on the course, specifically the yellow mustard, or oh, drink pickle juice. And you'll see on the course the people with pickle juice shots. I personally love pickle juice, so I'm gonna take the pickle juice shot because it's great. But the reason that these also work is because when you take these, they activate and stimulate the ion channels in the stomach and in the mouth, and these signal to your central nervous system to inactivate the muscles that are spasming. This is because they have potassium and magnesium. So technically, if you ate a diet rich in magnesium and potassium, you're already getting those in, and you wouldn't have to carry pickle juice and mustard packets on the course, where you could also supplement with magnesium and potassium if you experience muscle cramping. The only scientific peer-reviewed papers you're gonna find that tell you mustard and pickles work are ones that talk about muscle cramps in sleep. So there is not proof that it works in athletic activity. People who experience muscle cramping in sleep take mustard and it works for them to prevent it during sleep, but they're not doing an athletic activity when those cramps are, when the onset of those cramps. All right, let's go on to the next slide. And we're gonna talk about fuel. All right, so the morning of meal, like I said, you wanna eat a high carb meal 2 to 4 hours prior, nothing too heavy. So pre-workout, this is something, a pre-workout, you have already tested it. You're not taking any chances. You're on race day, period. I definitely don't recommend doing that. So any pre-workout, any fuel, any gummies, any gels, any snacks that you're bringing with you on the race course, you have tested these out while you're training on more than one occasion, and you know that they are gonna work for you. So if you're bringing a pre-workout, take it 30 minutes prior to when you start the race. So you'll show up, you'll take your pre-workout, go find a bathroom, get your, bearings about you, and then do your warm up, and then you're ready to race. So your gels and gummies, we could talk a little bit about those. I have an assortment here. This is just kind of what I keep on me. These are things that have worked for me. I have the liquid IV there, which is great for adding to your water pack or to your liquids if you're bringing water with you on the course. This has the appropriate electrolyte balance that we were talking about earlier. So drinking that will give you the correct balance while you're drinking your 20 ounces of water per hour out on the course, which is ideal. So I also have these little, my very favorite, which is a personal thing, is these Jelly Belly Extreme Sport jelly beans that you see here. I like these because they have the carbs, the electrolytes, the vitamins in them, and the best part about them for a Spartan race is that they have a little resealable waterproof pack. So you can eat half of them and then close the package up, and it won't get wet in the dunk bowl, so you're not eating muddy jelly beans. And I like candy, what can I say? The goo that you see is pretty popular too. I know a lot of people like that. You just rip it open, you suck the whole thing down, and then you carry on about your day. So you would want to, when it comes to timing for races, if you're like me and you run like a turtle, then half of these an hour is sufficient. But if you're running really fast, if you're trying to PR, if you're trying to win, you would want to plan to do one of these per hour for the race is what you're doing. And you would want to also test that out. So you're going to want to make sure that you can, for me, I can't stomach a goo like that. I can't suck down a goo and keep running without feeling like I'm going to throw up. So I just don't do it. That's personal. What else? There's that Vegas Sport that's also really good if you don't have the liquid IV. That's also got a little energy. So if you wanted to do that, like if you find that you can't suck down a goo or eat jelly beans and continue running, then you would want something like the Vegas Sport, which has not only the electrolyte balance, but it also has some carbs in it. So that's gonna get you here. And then I have the Salt Stick Fast Chews. So say that you forgot to get your magnesium and your potassium the week before. This has everything in it to help you reduce cramping and but ideally you're doing this the whole week before. So even if you're not taking those things, the Salt Stick Fast Chews right there, if you just took these every day, like one a day for the week before a race, that's going to help you get your levels correctly. But also carrying this with you is the equivalent of carrying a mustard pack with you, except for it also has your electrolytes in it. So this is a good option also to do on the course instead of mustard pack. And it also is a resealable waterproof package, which I like. So I have the Spartan Energy right here, which I actually really like. The Spartan had sent a bunch of those to me, and I tried them out and they worked really well for me. I wouldn't say that they last 5 to 6 hours as the package list them as. I would say it's closer to 3 hours for me, but that's good. And then the Frog Fuel, this is a bone frog thing. They give it to you after the race. That's really good for replenishing after a race. It's got really good protein levels, carb levels. So right after a race, tear that open, suck it down within 20 minutes. So snacks on the course, timing matters. You want to make sure that you're fueling before you're hungry. So just like water, you're trying to get 20 ounces per hour. With fuel, you would like to ideally eat one GU or one of these packs of beans, or if you're gonna have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, maybe you wanna eat a quarter of the sandwich once an hour. You're gonna time it. And don't think about it as when you're being hungry. Just look at your watch. Has it been an hour? Fuel. Has it been an hour? Fuel. You don't wanna be hungry. If you're hungry, it's too late. So sponsored athlete influence. We all know that there's a million sponsored athletes who are sponsored by all kinds of different companies selling supplements and fuels and who knows what. And you know what, half the time those people don't even take what they're selling. Sometimes they do, but just be really mindful of that. I used to be really influenced by that. I used to be like, oh, well, the good athletes are using this, like I'm going to use that too because the top athletes use it. And come to find out that those athletes don't actually use that product, or that product had a lot of junk in it or something that I shouldn't be eating, period. So don't, take it with a grain of salt when you see your favorite pro racers taking something. Just do your own research, do your own testing. All right, next slide. Race day. Woo-hoo, this is the fun part, right? So how you see this picture here, this is not my picture. This is pulled off the internet, but you'll see a lot of people post this. Lay it all out the night before. I do this. I think a lot of people do it. So the night before you race, or especially if you're traveling, lay it out before you travel, but lay it all out. Everything that you're going to have on you the night before, make sure it's all there. Calculate your time. Like say that you're doing a marathon, say you're doing an ultra, and it's going to take you 8 hours to finish the ultra, and make sure that you've got enough liquid for 8 hours. Make sure you've got enough energy gels for 8 hours. With an ultra, it's different because you have your little bucket at the exchange station, so you can leave half of it in the bucket. Make sure you've already divided it out so that you have half on you and half at the station. Okay, this is a reminder once again that race day is not the time to experiment. As we all know, when you go to the races, you have a lot of vendors there giving you free samples, and they're going to be like, oh, you should totally take this right before the race. It's going to give you superpowers, and it's really tempting to take it. And I cannot tell you, I have not done a race so far, and I've done races for years now. I have not done a race where I've not found someone on the course saying, oh my God, I wish I would not have taken that thing that random vendor gave me. Like, do not do it. Do not be tempted. Take the samples and put them in your bags for later to experiment with, because race day is not the day to experiment. Okay, and then the oh shit, I forgot to bring it, the food and fuel with you. So my recommendation is that if you know you're going to a race out of state or out of town, look at a map of the area that you're going to be staying at or racing before you go, and locate a grocery store or drugstore there in the area. So have a plan B. So say I'm going to be doing a race, like for instance, I'm going to Tahoe this year, so that's across the country. I'm gonna look in the area and make sure I know a grocery store that has the foods that I'm gonna need and the fuels that I'm gonna need. So if I forget anything, I know where to go to get that. So I'm not panicking last minute. Okay, poop happens, be prepared. It's just a reality. So we all go to the race and you're all excited, you're all stimulated. And right before you're going to go, you're going to have to take a poop. I just wanted to bring that up because you should be prepared to take a poop. It's not anything wrong with you. This is not abnormal. This is completely normal for people. So just be prepared, and you might want to bring like wet wipes or toilet paper or something in case you go in the porta potty and there is no toilet paper. Bring it in like a little plastic bag so that way you have something to wipe with that is dry. So everything should be single use or reusable. And make sure that things are waterproof. So if you're bringing your pre-workouts or your goos, just make sure that they are waterproof. All right, let's go.
Or like if you have glasses, make sure you bring a bag to put your glasses in or something to wipe them off after you go in something, because when you take them off, you really don't want to get, when they get dirty.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the next slide, recovery. So this is our final slide. It is also important that you remember to manage yourself during recovery. You want to make sure to hydrate. If you don't stop hydrating at the race, you're not done. You know, you need to make sure that you're replenished with liquid afterwards. Also, some good things is the chocolate milk, like I said earlier. Coconut water also will do the same thing. An electrolyte solution, you know, just because you're done with the race doesn't mean you're done taking care of your body and making sure that you have the right nutrients. You do want that snack within 20 to 30 minutes of finishing. This is going to be ideal, not only because it's going to help you feel the best, but this is going to protect your kidneys and your liver. It promotes muscle growth and glycogen resynthesis. Again, I'm really going to advocate for chocolate milk here because chocolate is delicious, and also it's got the great, the perfect carb and hydration balance in it. All right, I think that's it for me on nutrition. You guys have any questions?
I have a question because I know I've used them before, like race days or whatever. What do you think of like I take these because I do take long times. Like the first beast I did, I took 7 hours, and I'm diet controlled diabetic. So, you know, on the course, I do keep extra stuff with me, and I have to watch like the sugar. So like I'll take like a Quest protein bar with me, which is with it. And then like these are also good, the little Bobos,
The Bobos, I take those. Yeah, I like the Bobos. I like the Quest. Yeah, they're both great, especially like after a race too, like the little Bobo with like a little glass of like milk or water. That's perfect.
With some chocolate milk?
Yes, some chocolate milk and little. They have like, they're really good. They'll have like a peanut butter jelly little cup. It's really yummy.
Oh, there you go. And then yeah, like for the sodium, I'll get like the blacks that have the extra sodium in them, like margaritas, and I'll take like 1 or 2. And you know, the same thing, I'll put it in a baggie so it doesn't get slimy in that. And then later on, so that's a good, those are good on the course because yeah, I try to, because usually, especially a beast, I'm out there and for 6 to 8 hours, because I'll admit I don't run, I am not super great at the obstacle, so I do take extra time. But so I take extra food with me, but I try to eat just a little bit, and then I'll go do some more, and then I'll eat the rest of it. So I don't like chow it all at once, because otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna end up with stomach cramps and
absolutely.
stuff like
And
that.
especially
So
if you're doing like a beast for fun and you're not in a rush, I definitely advocate for packing a full lunch and taking a break on the course. Like find a nice scenic spot. I mean, I've met some people that did that. Like I ran across them. Like there was this really beautiful scenic outlet, and there was just a couple of ladies having a nice little picnic with a beautiful view, and just stopped, and they had like full sandwiches and like little like cups, and they were just like, oh, we do this all the time. They're like, we're not in a hurry, this is just, you know, our mid-race like meal. And I think it was the most adorable, perfect thing, you know. So
okay, good to know.
yeah.
Yeah, on the taking water on a sprint topic as well. I know in Philippines, I think it was, in Asia, they stopped having cups on the course. So you would need to take your own cup, which is great because there's so much waste plastic on the cups. But I would say in that situation, I would probably also rather take like a bottle with me, like a soft flask or hydration pack, because
It's really hot there.
Pardon?
It's really hot there in the Philippines too. So
Yes, you're gonna need water. If it's easier, if you think that it's easier than having someone fill it up for you and having to stop, then take the bottles maybe. Although sometimes it's kind of good to have those little breaks, isn't it? Where you're like, okay, calm down. slow down for a second.
It definitely depends on how you want to run your race. You know, are you going for the win, or are you going for your personal best, or are you going for fun? You know.
Yeah.
Just to finish and not die. That's
That's a good way to go about it too. I support that.
yeah. Natasha knows all my parts that have been put back together and everything that I'm even out there. So I'm just out there to get done, enjoy it, and have fun. I don't care.
I'm honestly the same though. I feel like people think like I'm an ambassador and I'm a coach and I work on the endurance events, but I think to some extent you have your own goal when you go out on the course. I'm never going to be an elite podium racer. Like my ankles will never allow that, and that's just something that I'm happy with. Like I enjoy being on the course, so I think you have your own your own goals, definitely.
We all have our own, like I love competitive sprint. I love a competitive super. I will not ever be the competitive beast or ultra runner. That's just, I know myself. I know I'm not gonna do the ultra, you know, as a competitive person, but I love doing it. So yeah, those are for fun. And I even like the hurricane heat, but you know, I know I'm not gonna do like the 24-hour. I mean, maybe now, maybe I will start feeling better, but it's a lot.
I would say
24 hours.
Adding on
Go ahead.
to what Katina said about the stuff like gels and things, I definitely started to develop different reactions after taking them for a long time. So I guess it's good to always look out for new stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these jelly beans are like my favorite thing ever.
I have got to try those. I haven't tried those yet.
They're good. They're Jelly Belly brand too. I found them at REI, but I know that if you go to the Jelly Belly website, you could find them. Sportbeans.com.
Okay, I'll have to look.
Yeah, they're perfect. I like them.
Yeah, who doesn't like jelly beans?
Exactly.
I guess anyone who's watching the recording can reach out on Facebook as well if anyone has any questions, or if any of us, if Jay or Beth, you think of anything else that you want to ask. I feel like we're so lucky to have such a proper knowledgeable person on nutrition in the group.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's really great. Thank you so much, Katina.
No, thank you, Katina. Very good.
Share those peer-reviewed articles. I shared one earlier. I know some people like to nerd out on the knowledge and the information and to kind of see the background information, but I shared a whole bunch of really good references. I'll share the PowerPoint and some of those with the group so that you have them for later to look at.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, this has been fun. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I will post this recording, and Katina will share the PowerPoint and the references. It is the last week, so I think last time we gave everyone a week or maybe a little bit extra than a week, because it's the end of the month, to just submit the last video for the Show Your Work video. I think you guys have both been doing it anyway, but we'll make sure everything's clear and communicated. And then I've ordered the patches, so I know that you two definitely have earned your patches.
I wanted the medal because I don't have the pipes yet.
Okay, maybe you can have both because you turned up extra.
Even on crutches?
Tell anyone, it's recorded and we're posting this on Facebook. Just to let you know, there may be a little bit of a delay for me to get them, but again, I'll keep everyone updated. They're on their way, and I'll post out the medals as soon as we can. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Come in later, just geographically speaking, East Coast, so you'll probably, that's how we're doing things, is wherever you're located, is they're coming from your closest coach. So
so thank you so much for joining again.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
We will see you again another time. I'm not sure quite when yet. I'm sure we'll talk And on behalf of Robin and April as well, yeah, thank you so much for joining.
And
Okay.
hopefully we
Thank
can
you.
do
Thank you.
right? I
Yeah.
hope so.
Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and hopefully you've got some sunshine or some decent weather. So, you know, keep it up. And the sun came out. It was raining earlier. The sun came out here. So, as you can see, I'm kind of bright now here.
Having a very British weather weekend here, but that's fine. I'm in England, so it's okay.
All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Thanks again, everybody. This has been great.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.